Hey, Donaldson Church family. I hope you're doing well today. I want to give you some details on this Experiencing God study that we're about to start. I think it has some incredible potential to influence our vision and direction and mission as a church. We're going through this Experiencing God study as a church for 12 weeks. And here are some ways that you can participate in that. I really think the best way for you to participate in it and the way that you're going to get the most out of the study is if you go through this workbook. This workbook has 5 days a week worth of material. There's scripture reading, there's questions to be answered, there's different things that call you to action. And so if you go through this with us as a church, I really think you'll benefit. Another way to supplement that is to join an online class or an in-person class or meet with a home church so that you can really discuss what you're discovering and you can hear from other people about what they're hearing from God. You'll also notice maybe on Sunday you can pick up a bookmark. And from now through May 7th, there's a scripture for every day. And every day, these scriptures line up with the different lessons that are in the 12-week study. Maybe you get to the end of the week and you go, oh, I forgot to do my study. Or you get to the end of the week and you're like, I just didn't have time, but I really want to stay on track with what the church is talking about. Well, maybe pick up a bookmark, read a scripture, and then ask yourself the question, what is God inviting me to through this scripture and time with Him? We'll also be putting out these weekly videos. Every week we won't cover all of the material that's been studied over the course of that week, but maybe a short, small summary so that we can all stay on track together as a church. Well, we're starting the study this week, so there's not much to cover yet, but I wanted to invite you to do this prayer practice with me. Each segment will take about a minute long, and so maybe you can do this on your lunch break or right before you go to bed or if you find some quiet time during your day. But here's what I want us to do. We as a church are hoping that God will highlight something that we can be a part of. And so I want us to spend some time in prayer, really asking, what is it that God could be inviting us to? He may have an answer for you now. He may have an answer for you in 12 weeks. Who knows what God is going to invite you to? But we feel like God is inviting us to something as a large church, and maybe you can be a part of that as well. So I'm going to give you some instructions here, and each of these sections will last about a minute long. But first, I want you to take a minute of silence. And in that silence, just rest with God. Maybe take the things that are on your mind or on your heart and place them before God, all the things that might distract you from connecting with Him. Let's take a minute and just rest with God. And now let's take a minute to be thankful. Gratitude can do so much for our hearts and minds and put us in such a better place to connect with God. So take a minute and just name as many things as you can that you're grateful for to God. Now let's take a minute and let's just reflect on the last maybe week, maybe month, maybe year, whatever this season means for you. And let's ask some questions of God. Maybe, am I quieter than I used to be? Am I more at peace than I used to be? Have I grown more confident? Have I grown more loving? Have I grown more anxious? Have I grown more needy? Have I grown more hopeful? Let's just take a minute to reflect on the current season that we're in. And now, as we've been reflecting on that season, let's ask one more question of God. God, where have you been in that season? Have you been next to me? Have you felt distant? God, where have you been? Where are you? You might be coming out of or in the midst of a really, really, really good season. Or you might be coming out of or in the midst of a really, really, really hard season. If you're in a good season, let's spend some more time in gratitude. Let's thank God for that. And if you're in the middle of a hard season, let's ask that God would reveal to us what He would teach us coming through this. Whatever way you choose to participate in this study, I hope that God will reveal Himself to you. I hope that you can know and respond to the will of God. I hope that you can experience God. I hope that you can come alongside God and partner with Him in doing something that only God can do, something that is God-sized.